Smile on Joey Logano's face because he has dominated Kentucky Speedway, winning here 3 straight years, every single one of them where he started on pole. Now, he started 4th tonight, and he's in current 9th position. And let's talk to him as he's our in-race reporter.
Hey, Joey, Dale Jarrett, you have a copy?
And 4, I got you.
All right, man. Car doesn't look too bad, but a little more of a struggle than what we're used to seeing from you here. What are you fighting, and what do you need to get up there front and challenge for that 4th win?
We've been fighting loose in pretty much all night, like a lot of cars have around us too. That time we got it fixed, but now we can't turn the center good enough. So we're working on it. You know, now we're kind of back here in traffic, so let's see what happens here. We got 4 tires, and a lot of those guys just took fuel, so. It'll be pretty interesting here. Hopefully we can get through the traffic here and get back up there at Keselowski and Harvick and duke it out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. We're having fun watching. Has it been more of a struggle to make passes on the inside than maybe what you anticipated?
Yeah, this tire is too good, you know? I mean, it's just, you get underneath them, and the guy on the outside just got such an advantage there. It's just revving up the outside so good, so. It makes it really tough to pass, so I'm a little nervous about the start here, but we're going to try to make the most of it here and get him quick.
Okay, buddy. 1 to go. Good luck.
Thanks, man.
All right, let's update you. We told you Joe Nemechek stayed out. He eventually did pit, similar to what Mike Wallace did. There were 4 waiver rounds coming. Clements, Dick, McClure, and Cobb. We have 23 cars on the lead lap. Let's check the motorsports calendar. NASCAR Now will be on Saturday at noon Eastern on ESPN2, and then drag racing from the Route 66 O'Reilly Auto Parts NHRA Nationals, qualifying Saturday at 9:30 Eastern. The finals Sunday at 9 Eastern, both of those on ESPN2. The American Le Mans Series, the Northeast Grand Prix, that's Sunday at 1 Eastern, also on ESPN2. And then our next stop, the NASCAR Nationwide Series at New Hampshire, next Saturday, 2:30 Eastern on ESPN. Let's listen in on Brad Keselowski. They're going to try and save some fuel.
So we need to make about 6 more laps here before we can be good. If another yellow comes out, 6 laps, you going to take it?
Save me what you can under caution. Another yellow comes out, that may put us in our window.
Copy.
When we come to green, this time by, there will be 62 laps remaining. I just don't see how anybody's going to be able to do it.
It's outside of everybody's normal pit window if they just run as hard as they can. But we've seen before that these teams can really stretch that if they need to.
All right,
what it comes down to.
Let's reset it for you. It's Brad Keselowski, the race leader. He's taking the high side. Harvick down below. Then it's Martin, Allgaier, Sorensen, Edwards, Almirola, Kyle Busch, Logano, and Stenhouse. That's your top 10, and we're green. Down the backstretch. And remember when Mark Martin was mired back in the middle of the field? And look at him now, getting close to money time. And here he is in the 4th position. Reed Sorensen also rallying. Remember, he had the problem with the wrench still in the car.
Yeah, you see all 3 of those Turner cars with the strategy they employed right up there, 3rd, 4th, and 5th right now.
It's kind of like what we talked about at the beginning of the show is just, you know, do all your adjustments, try to get your tires with it early in the race. With this tire being so good, you can stay out on them and run still real fast laps. We've seen Keselowski. I can't remember the last time he changed tires.
Kyle Busch, we can tell you, has moved up to the 7th spot. There you see him back there. As he continues to run side by side there with the 60 of Carl Edwards. Now he falls in behind him. Saw Elliott Sadler go through the screen there. He has moved up to the 11th position, guys. Remember, he at one time was about, what, 18th in this field?
Yeah, we see both. We talked about him and Reed Sorensen. We see Kyle Busch go around Carl Edwards now coming out of turn 4. But I think that shows experience on Reed Sorensen and Elliott Sadler. That's why they're at the top of the points. They don't panic in these situations. They just wait and try to take advantage and let the race kind of come to them, knowing they can get themselves back into that top 10.
You know, you mentioned Carl, and we talked about the fact he needed to lead just 1 lap to crack 5,000. He did that, actually coming onto pit road for caution. So not the way he wanted to get it, but there you go. How about all three Rusty Wallace cars together? The 66 Stephen with David Rudiman. Boy, Rudiman has had to do yeoman's work. He was 2 laps down at one point in this race, and right now he finds himself in 17th.
Yeah, well, I think Rusty would probably tell you that this is what he strives for, all three of his cars running together. Maybe a little further up than 16th, 17th, and 18th, though.
These three running lockstep. You see Mike Bliss in the 19 behind him. Bliss was the one who had the jack issue, so he served his penalty. He's trying to work his way back towards the front. Right side of your screen, you got Joey Logano and Trevor Bayne in the 16 going after each other. That is for 8th position.
Yeah, if we go a lot of laps under green, this is really going to get interesting. Not necessarily from the fuel standpoint, that could play out, but because we got so many drivers as far as different strategies with tires. No tires, 2 tires, and 4 tires. Be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, because we're going to see some cars, Keselowski in particular, that's going to put a lot of laps on their tires. I'm not sure how they're going to hold up. We know they've held up pretty well so far. It's going to be interesting to see how they hold up at the end of this race. Vince?
Well, you mentioned the Rusty Wallace cars running there, and certainly on the left side of the screen was Stephen Wallace and David Rudiman. Rudiman's been a nice addition to that team for Rusty, giving a veteran leadership and a sense of car understanding and control with the car. And they've taken the first half of this season and they've put changes toward these new cars for the second half. Stephen Wallace rolled off with a brand new car this weekend. He's been fast. They feel like they're going to make some significant strides in the second half of the season of what they've learned the first half. We'll see.
All right, Vince, and one of the things, we're talking about this fuel economy. Well, the longest green flag stretch in the history of this event has been just 31 laps. We have 55 to go. And now you see Michael Annett putting a move on his teammate. They're side by side. On the right side of your screen, Logano and Bayne side by side.
You see just how difficult it is to make and complete that pass from the inside. We heard Joey Logano tell us that it was more difficult than he anticipated. This racetrack's just so rough. See him get a little bit of a run now. He wants to hear clear from his spotter right there.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. also in this mix. And the 7 of Casey Kane. We're on board with Casey.
Casey's worked hard tonight. I've seen him in a lot of situations and really fighting this car to try to get a decent finish. He's back there in 11th trying to crack the top 10.
Remember Ricky Stenhouse in that 6 had battled his way back up into the top 5. They elected to take 4 tires that last time. Lost some of that track position, but moving back forward once again.
And here comes Kane following Stenhouse around the 16 of Trevor Bayne. Now it looks like Kane wants a piece of Stenhouse, and they're side by side. 52 laps remaining. We're just about 3/4 of the way through tonight's race. And here comes Elliott Sadler back into the mix. He's in the 12th position. These are the best battles we have going on the racetrack right now. The lead is still Brad Keselowski over Kevin Harvick. And Harvick, he's closed the gap a little bit.
Yeah, he's not letting that 22 car get away at all. I mean, he has been shadowing him since the restart. I'm not sure that he hadn't been maybe holding a little back, or maybe the track's coming to him here.
On board with Harvick, and right behind Harvick, 2.7 seconds back, is Justin Allgaier. Remember, Allgaier, he needs a big night to get back into the points championship. He's got it going right now. Back here at Kentucky Speedway with 45 laps to go, Brad Keselowski now has a 1.2-second lead over Kevin Harvick. And there you see Harvick right behind in that 33 Ring Chevrolet. Third place is Justin Allgaier. He's 3.5 seconds back. Kyle Busch is 4.2 back, and Carl Edwards rounds out your top 5. And Andy, you guys during the break were starting to speculate
Yeah,
fuel.
we're seeing some of these gaps, close and then open back up between the leaders. I really think that maybe Keselowski was saving some fuel early in that run when we saw Harvick really drive right up to the rear bumper. And then it looked like it just any time that the 22 could pull away a little bit. And I think Harvick noticed it. I think he saw what was going on, and he's kind of backed off a little bit. I saw his lap times drop off about 0.3. I think now he's saving fuel.
Let me update you one other thing. During the break, Elliott Sadler got around Reed Sorensen, so Sadler's now 10th, Sorensen's 12th, and that is important because of the points championship. The margin right now is down to 6. These guys going after each other. Here comes Kyle Busch. Whoa, that was close. As he was pressing third place, Justin Allgaier.
And if you'll remember, in Chicago, we saw this 31 car, Justin Allgaier, get really good fuel mileage. Even though he ran out of gas coming to get the checkered flag, he got it first, coasting.
Coming up on some slower traffic, that's Eric McClure. McClure is 3 laps down in 26th position.
This looks like last week.
That's exactly what I was thinking. These boys are confused.
Boy, and then he pulls in and gets around Justin Allgaier. So move Kyle Busch up to 3rd. Remember, he started shotgun on the field. As he keeps looking towards the front, let's check in again on our top stories and our race leader, Brad Keselowski. You started off, Vince.
Well, Keselowski has led 90 laps. He's had 0 problems so far today. He says his car is a rocket ship. The biggest problem they had today was during the morning practice when he got into some water on the warm-up lane and spun the car after just 1 lap. They were fortunate that there was only very minor damage done. Had a lot of dirt and grass up under the car, but they did not have to go to a backup. That may have been the turning point in the weekend for Keselowski. They kept the primary car, and it has been blistering fast. Crew chief Todd Gordon says we've shot ourselves in the foot too many times this season. We need to put it all together tonight. So far, they've done it. Jamie?
And Kevin Harvick's car, the 33, started off blistering fast early in this race, but he started to get tight. They were able to get that balance back in check, but his biggest problem, the 22 just came to life. Kevin Harvick telling his team before the last stop, whoo, he gets close to the wall. Tells him, I don't know what to do to make me faster, guys. The car is good. He has new right side tires. Dave?
Did you see Kyle Busch ride the rear bumper of Justin Allgaier down the front straightaway a few laps ago? He did not like the way Allgaier raced him and cut him off when he was trying to pass him. So I believe he delivered a message back to him. Kyle right now says the car is the best it's been, but you know what? The way they were dominant in the older car in the mile-and-a-half tracks, Jason Ratcliffe told me this weekend, it's just not the same. We're still trying to get our hands around this car. So Kyle is slowly, but not slowly making up time on the leaders, Doc.
Guys, this has been a very, very difficult week for Ricky Stenhouse's crew chief, Mike Kelly, who lost his mom, Janet, this past Monday on July 4th. Now, he said, I knew my mom was ill, was battling a chronic illness. I knew it was coming, but it is never easy when you lose your mom. A lot of people on this team wanted him to take the week off. But Mike said, you know what? This is what I do for a living, and my mom would want me to be here. He said, but it is very tough right now focusing. He said, Ricky knows how badly I want us to win this race tonight. And if we would win it, he said, I would lose it in victory lane because my thoughts would be of my mom. Marty?
Well, he has got 38 laps to go to fulfill that hope for that team. And Ricky Stenhouse, after being a lap down, is that close. 6 seconds behind the race leader.